Hello, welcome to 251, two pianists, 5 minutes, one subject. And today we're going to be talking about playing the piano and singing at the same time. My name's Nick Tomlin.
And my name's Simon Whiteside, and this is 251. So there's a long history of piano players who also sing or singers who play piano, and that distinction is probably one we should explore here. In fact, I think probably there's a whole other podcast, Nick, where we could go into a bit more of a historical look at those people. But today we're going to talk about more or less our own experiences, as any of you who follow me may realise that I am a pianist who also sings, and I do quite a lot of solo gigs these days where I sing as well as play. And the reason I got into singing as well, there's two reasons. One is when I got that gig at Swift Soho, the person who booked me said, "Do you sing as well?" And I said, "Yes," meaning that, in fact, I was a first study singer at college, not a jazz singer, just a classical singer. And I was kind of thought she was asking that question, but then I realised, actually, I think she's asking if I'm going to sing. And I decided, well, why not? Because I know that I can sing, although it's not easy singing, and you have to do. So I had to do quite a lot of practice, but I'm really enjoying it, and it makes the gig more fun for me, rather than just doing a 2-hour solo piano gig, which can be it's fine, but when I sing, I get a lot more out of it personally. And of course, you accompany a lot of singers, don't you, Nick?
I do, yes. I've never actually sort of taken the plunge. I mean, I think probably a lot of pianists have toyed with the idea of singing, but I've never done it in public. Let's put it that way. But I think, it's interesting. I think it's possible that a lot of piano players kind of get used to accompanying singers and possibly thinking, well, I could do this, and then sort of take the step into actually singing as well, as sort of adding that string to their bow, as it were.
Yeah, I mean, in trad jazz, in sort of people who play early jazz, there's quite a lot of people in a band. If you get a 6-piece trad band, which might be, say, clarinet, trumpet, trombone frontline with banjo, bass and drums. I mean, you'll find that pretty much all of that band might risk singing one or two songs.
Yeah.
So there's an older tradition of that, I think. But the thing is that to be really good at it, your Diana Kralls, your Jamie Cullums, that it's quite a difficult balance to be a good enough pianist and a good enough singer, I think. I mean, the level I'm doing it at is irrelevant, but to get to that international standard for doing it, it's quite a big thing. What I find is when I'm playing and singing, when I'm singing, I'm not really thinking about what I'm playing, and of course, because I'm not concentrating, could of course be total rubbish. But as far as it doesn't feel like I'm playing any wrong notes.
But do you think that's because you started as a pianist, and so the singing is kind of, you're having to think more about the singing than the piano playing?
Also, because I'm dyslexic, I do have to concentrate on the words and remembering the words in the right order and stuff, or reading the words. I do actually always have a lead sheet in front of me just because of the words and remembering the words. I think a lot of singers, though, a lot of real singers who just sing, they memorise their songs. They very rarely have music.
No.
And that's partly to connect with the audience. When you're a piano playing singer, it is actually quite difficult to directly connect with your audience.
Yeah.
And the gig I do, the piano, your back's to the audience, and you're facing a wall. So that's taken away from me. But in a more giggy situation, for want of a better word, trying to make sure you're engaging with the audience is quite important. I think. And that piano becomes a barrier between you and the. That's why I think people like Jamie Cullum and Joe Stilgo always play side on. So that they can, and they'll often have their microphone audience side. Anyway, we're running out of time. My name's Simon Whiteside. Goodbye.
And my name's Nick Tomlin. Goodbye.